दे थिंक एक सॉफ्टवेयर एक मैजिक है, नॉनसेंस हो जाता है. आई नेवर एम एबल टू कम्युनिकेट विद माई पीपल. मैं खुद नॉर्थ इंडिया का हूँ, मैं उनसे अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट नहीं कर पाता हूँ. समटाइम आई गेट इरिटेटेड विद देम एंड आई थिंक ये क्या बकवास कर रहा है, ही डजंट इवन नो व्हाट एआई इज एंड ऑल दैट, राइट? व्हेन आई गो टू वेस्ट, एटलीस्ट इन वेस्ट एरिया दे अंडरस्टैंड. पर वो सस्ता, आज ले कल ले ऐसा करते रहते हैं.
वेस्ट में
और
तो वो
ईस्ट,
रहेगा.
और ईस्ट में भगवान बचाए, ईस्ट के अंदर तो वो स्टार्ट टिल एंड ऐसा लगता है यू आर स्पीकिंग टू अ रोबोट. उस बेचारे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आता, राइट?
So,
मतलब
just to
आई
add
डोंट
on
नो.
in this case,
Mr.
I mean,
Anurag, yeah, please.
so it's nothing. I don't see any bad thing in terms of Nestle doing what, and I mean the other is not able to do that. They are proactive, and no one is stopping anyone to be proactive. As simple as that.
That's what.
And that's the reason. I mean, what you are talking, people have to have some kind of money in their kitty to invest in terms of infrastructure, in terms of AI, in terms of softwares, in terms of, I mean, collaborating with each other. The question is,
Right.
I mean, for me, perfect. I'm extremely happy that Nestle is doing it. If he's having everything and another is not having anything, perfectly okay. And that's the name of business. I mean, they're not doing any charity for that. So the reason, I mean, the next leg should think in that way. Why he is able to do that? What I'm not.
That's what.
Right.
Anurag, what I'm saying is, you'll be surprised. I डेटा देता हूं आपको. इंडिया की सबसे बड़ी फार्मा कंपनी कौन सी है? सन फार्मा.
Yes.
बड़ी है.
सबसे बड़ी. Do you know we are following up with Sun Pharma for millions of years. अभी भी उन्होंने डिजिटाइजेशन नहीं किया. एंड उससे छोटी कंपनियां 3000 करोड़, अजंता फार्मा, DRL, much smaller. So many companies have done. बात मनी की नहीं है. What I am now noticing is attitude. And what I was pointing out here is हमको अपने इंडियंस को ना अपना थोड़ा एटीट्यूड चेंज करना पड़ेगा. वी डू अंडरस्टैंड कि ये नहीं होगा ना तो बस काम तो नहीं हो.
So, Anoop, उसमें एक मेरा thought ये था, what I can think in that way, कि I mean, being a service provider, you have to create urgency also.
Yes.
You have to portray that urgency. Why Nestle is able to do that? Why they are not? And all the time, what I feel, the bottom line matters a lot. In case if you are able to tell them investing X lakh rupees is going to give you X kind of amount, these are the benefit. I mean, not the user. What I feel, the service provider need to create that urgency among everyone.
They have to show profit. I mean, where they are getting profits out. When
Exactly.
they are adapting
I'm telling the bottom line. My concern is very clear.
That eye-opening we can
rather
do.
Rather than telling company's name, what I will suggest you or any service provider who are there in the space, create urgency. As simple as that. These days, I mean, if a factory who is not having a turnover more than 10, 20 or 30 crore rupees, the good thing is that they use SAP and they are investing money a lot in that. SAP had created that urgency among all the businesses. Irrespective of the sector, irrespective of the product, whatever you're using. So they have created the urgency. The second thing, I was coming on AI part. So AI is extremely important. I mean, we all have, Gulraj is sitting, I think your brothers, sisters and other family members, they would have started using ChatGPT. And it's fantabulous. I think, Arpana, also you would have seen that many people have started ChatGPT. They have started writing resume with the help of ChatGPT. They have started, I mean, making PPTs with help of ChatGPT. So AI is already there. We should not wait for it. It's already there. Nothing to be, I mean, wait. Question is that I have just seen, I have gone through a very good company from Japan. What they are doing, they are giving you a kind of AI-based cameras. We all are food manufacturer. I am a food safety and quality assurance professional. So my concern will be most in terms of just, I mean, maintaining hygiene, following the SOPs, minimizing the contamination and all. What they do, they will put a camera and they will ensure, I mean, you have to feed in. We have 130 people which need to be wear this hairnet and gloves. That camera will tell out of 130 how many are not wearing it. You need not any supervisor. You will get a flash out of 130, only 129 people are wearing hairnets. Then you have to identify who is the odd one out. And they will tell you the area also. Near to that machine, one guy is roaming around. and he is not wearing the hair cap. Okay. The second thing, what should be the case in terms of they have to wash their hands. They will do these kind of AI, stuffs, and they will tell that 130 people needs to was supposed to wash their hands by 3:15, but only 110 has done it. 20 people are still, just
Not their hands,
they're
yeah.
not following the SOP. So my concern is, these kind of, and completely possible. You have the cameras,
It's
you will be
easy.
having a kind of very simple logic, no rocket
Very
science.
simple. Very
Question
simple.
is that they have starting giving that, and that's how they have created the urgency.
Right.
You don't want 5 different supervisors to be there, and you can't rely on them. They are human beings. Sometimes they also can sleep. They also can avoid. But the technology won't lie. My
Yeah.
concern and my suggestion to everyone of us, if we are a service provider in either of the way, whether it's services, technology, product. I am a sugar manufacturer. So we are one of the biggest sugar manufacturers in India. And I proudly represent myself when I'm there in any of the nutrition summit. So eating sugar is not the problem. My concern is eating sugar and not exercising is the biggest problem. Your
Yes.
hereditary problem is there.
Absolutely.
You are working under stress. I'm telling you, sugar is not the problem. You are over consuming it, and
You
then
have to
are not.
digest it. You have to digest it. That is
Exactly.
important.
If you are consuming dairy in excess, it's going to be bad for your health. If
Yeah.
you're going to consume vitamin D, B12, B13 in excess, some vitamins are toxic. You can be hospitalized if you're over consuming it. So it will be there all across. My job is to create an urgency for a good and hygienic sugar. That's it.
Good.
I would
Right
like
there.
to add to the
Yes.
topic.
Yes.
Aparna, yeah.
So, because we are talking about digitalization, and you can see how the government is also doing a lot of stuff when it comes to digitalization. Previously, nobody was ready to use the UPIs, the Paytm, and now even the illiterate people are also that much savvy. They can use these
Comfortably.
smartphones and everything. So I would say the behavior is changing. The consumer behavior is also changing. The new era, they are more educated. They want to know the quality of the product. And when it comes to quality, how are you gonna deliver that quality assurance to the consumer, right? You can't show them how and what kind of ingredients you have used, what kind of manufacturing plant do you have, what kind of practices are you following at your plant, because because we are from the food industry, we have to follow all those regulations. We normally have those FSSAI audits, FSSC audits, halal, HACCP. So audits are happening. So what kind of practices are we following at our manufacturing plant? That also needs to be conveyed to the consumer. Consumer wants to know that what am I eating. So these introduction of these QR codes, they are scanning through those. Now even a consumer who's going to the doctor, they first Google everything and then they go to the doctor and ask number of
Yeah,
questions.
half doctors. They are half doctors before going there.
Yes. So that is why what I'm saying is now the consumer awareness is a lot more there. And I don't think so that Anupji, you will be having any kind of challenge even in showcasing that how AI is gonna help the food manufacturers. One, the kind of benefits we are gonna get through this digitalization and automation, improved efficiency, increased productivity, improved quality control, safety. All these are the best benefits what we can get when we are using the digitalization or automation in our manufacturing units. It is going to improve the productivity. So
Obviously.
it is a win-win situation for both the sides, for the manufacturers and as well as for the consumer, because now they are more assured that they are going to get the safe products. So it is showing the journey from the farm to the table. What am I getting? How this is being produced? So even in the marketing communication or whenever the food industry whether it is through the doctor route or is it through the consumer route, we are telling it to the consumer through n number of channels that how are we getting that final product which is there for them to eat. So whether we are doing on the consumer, the TVC, we are showing, oh, we have got these hero ingredients, how these are being packaged, we have got these certifications. And how are we getting those certifications? Because we are following all the correct measures while manufacturing that product. So this is a big thing gonna be, and I think in next 5 years you will see the change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aparna, so I would like to come here. Very well
Yeah.
said that
Very well
we
said.
need to actually put in digitalization. So coming here for all the audience for their benefit, and as Mr. Anup was speaking in his earlier conversation, how his company is helping manufacturing food organization and manufacturing organization put digital transformation in place. So coming from the food industry background and running multiple food businesses and feed and agri businesses. But this is what the challenge I had faced in past 7 to 8, 9 years, for that matter, where I was completely involved into my agri-based food conglomerate. And what we have seen is a huge challenge, which I wanted to actually present some slide, but I don't think so. It's more going to be more efficient for people to listen rather than seeing slides.
Yeah.
So the most important perspective for Indian food industry is that industry in India is in a growth trajectory. Consumers are being aware of their quality food products which are being made available to them. And our entire food industry, by God's grace, I would say we are in a country like India, which is agri-based. Our country is agri-based, and more than 1/3 of our GDP is coming from the agri farmers. But the catch is a huge difficulty which India is facing in terms of having the agri-based farmer or agri-produced growth in the country. There are multiple reasons. There's the food, the land holding policy, etc., which I don't have a control. But what government is trying to build and what industries and entrepreneurs like us are trying to build is the supply chain. What we have come to realize that the 30% of India's vegetable and fruit produce goes for a waste. And we have to throw it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Every year we have an issue on onion, somewhere we have an issue on tomatoes, somewhere we have an issue on some or the other agri-based vegetable commodity or any grain commodity. The reason being foremost is the storage and supply chain. Government is trying to help a lot in terms of building the infrastructure for supply chain. However, as entrepreneurs and business leaders, we need to put in our effort, and also we need to utilize technology, which is why we had realized in a couple of years that technology is something what we need to bring in place. Like if somebody's having conversation, I would request somebody to put that person on mute, please. All right. So what I wanted to tell you is, so in our journey, what we realized, having the infrastructure for logistics and supply chain from the farm for the farmer, connecting them to the industry, and then having the process of manufacturing into the factories, and also then connecting our completely fragmented logistic supply chain in the country. These three areas, what we are talking about, is far most important at this point in time for our industry.
Absolutely.
For this reason, what we have realized and what we did is, I myself have started a software company, which I am a promoter for that. This is a startup where we started about 2 years back, and this is called AESS Solutions. So what we are doing is we are giving entire commodity purchase platform for farmers and the buyers, maybe traders or organizations. So we give them a direct access to the market, to the farmers, bring it completely as a whole, a knitted connection between the farmers, producers, and that can be FPO, and the buyers can be traders or the food manufacturing companies. Then what is important is what we were talking about with Mr. Anup and everybody. And seconding Aparna's thought, that digitization in the factory. So we have our own platform which we have built in to connect all the data sources in the factory, from SCADA, PLC to ERP, everything with a single layer platform, which gives the entire view to the management. We've had about almost 28 factories in the country, so we needed that. So based on our learnings 8 years back, we have built the same thing which can scale up to enormous amount of factories any company is holding. So sitting in the corporate office, any office, you can have a view of the entire factory data. Our product is called Factory Sol. So what similar something like what Mr. Anup was speaking, and this gives you the entire view of each factory and consolidated view what raw material has come in, what is being manufactured, what are the inputs which has gone for manufacturing, as it's going up above standard, lower below standard, what consumables have gone into the manufacturing of our food products or agri products, and what is the FG, what has been produced. The entire data, along with what Anurag was talking about in terms of quality, and the quality people maybe in this meeting. So we have the quality inspection, the part of FG, and the entire Six Sigma Green Belt, or what we call Kaizen based DRM structure, which is present, which can be configured, and everything on a daily basis, from a machine operator to entire plant head, everything, but he's on the single platform to basically view and give their inputs and run the entire manufacturing process. But that doesn't stop there. We have a product which is the what we call Logisol. This Logisol has saved almost 10% of the logistics cost for any manufacturing company. And I would say, I'd spoken this about the earlier session of Food and Grain also, that logistics cost is almost on an average 30% of the goods cost and manufactured FMCG food cost in our country. Because logistics is very fragmented in our country. Contacting a lorry driver, transporter, and having a right amount of data with you in terms of what would be cost of my shipment from my factory to the X warehouse location, and the route planning, etc. It is not structured in the country. So we have a unique product which is not there with anybody in the country currently, which we have built in. People are trying to build similar kind of product. SAP has a similar kind of product which they call yard management. It's huge and humongous in cost. But we have a product which is definitely made in India, made with love, which is what we call, and we try to improve the quality of products and technology in the country, which was my dream, that we as Indians come up with products which are suited to Indian diaspora, and then we also help Indian companies grow and efficiently give that produce of the farmers to our consumers and us. We all consumers. So that software basically brings all the transporters onto a single platform. The drivers also have a mobile app, the transporters have a mobile app, the factory people have their web consoles and mobile apps, so they can consolidate, do the load planning, they can do a route optimization, they can do load optimization in the vehicle. There should not be any waste in the vehicle, because you're paying for every tonnage in the vehicle. So it should not go without 100% capacity laden from the factory. Which route it is following and how much that route has to be or that route would be delivering to the warehouse, and that route has to be optimized completely in terms of saving the logistics cost. And obviously the cost which the lorry driver or transport is charging you can control. This gives you control through, we have a forward bidding option, reverse bidding, and setting our price range and putting the price standard. And then you can also manage your contract logistic partners and transporters if they have contracted price with you. And then going to the warehouse, we have everything control in terms of, we have a warehouse management system in that controls the entire your GRN, your stock management. And then further from there, it also gives you a layer of your secondary logistics. So anything from your warehouse or from your depot, which is going to your retailers, distributors, everybody, that is also the logistics of secondary logistics is also controlled. And for a larger manufacturing compound or a unit where you have captive vehicles transferring goods from one station to the other station, etc., we have a lot of huge plants which we give service to, which have, rather than some of them don't have those conveyors because of large amount of distance. So they have internal fleet. So there are dumpers and trucks which are to be managed. There are hundreds of them in one factory location, which is spanning across 50 acres, 100, 200, 500 acres. So we have the internal fleet management as well for that in the single Logisol solution. So I'm just talking about two things. There are multiple things what we have. So the idea is that digitalization is the key. and all these products come with integrability with SAP or ERP or any other ERP for that matter, with Oracle or any other what the person would be using at the large manufacturing unit or a small manufacturing unit. Then we also have built a retail solution called Retail Sol, which is creating the entrepreneurship with every food manufacturing unit. Whether you're on food, whether you are a packaged product, you can have your own brand, you can have your own store POS solution, you can have your delivery agents mobile applications, you can have your store mobile application, and for your consumers also, you can launch your brand with your own consumer application on the mobile. So we provide end-to-end digital solution for any food manufacturing agro commodity. And the point what I'm trying to make is not sell here, but the point is that everything has to be integrated together. You may buy or you may implement one solution, two solution, three solution, but the more it is integrated together, the more insights you have to know about your purchase, to control your cost and increase your efficiency in the factory and your logistics, and then know your consumer by having the consumer applications and the last mile delivery to know your customer behavior and buying patterns of your consumer themselves. So this all integrated together is what will contribute to the efficiency of the food industry in this country.
Okay.
And this is what the West is doing. So enabling the digital tab, the switch which they have put in and the layer what they have put in for manufacturing. It is very important that we as Indians, we are into the food industry, we enable that. And having said that, most important criteria for Indians is cost, and I don't think so anybody is more cost focused as what we
No, no.
Indians are, right? So for us, the only way to reduce our cost to give that what a consumer would need is to cut down cost and increase efficiency. And without using technology, my friends, we cannot do that. We are not able to do that. As Anurag or somebody was mentioning about Anup, you were mentioning about Nestle, right? You were talking about coffee and the produce. So we do that same. So any food industry or agri-based commodity, for example, you talk about Britannia, you talk about Parle, we talk about us as well. Until you have a ready stock and you purchase in the season of wheat, the right quantity of wheat, and you stock it for a particular amount of time, and you see that the cost does not rise over the period before the sowing period. By the time sowing period comes in for any commodity, whether be rice or wheat or soya or whatever, the cost is humongous. It rises,
Humongous.
right? So we need to ensure there is the ample amount of stock which a company has based on what they sell and they produce. So all of these projections, all of this data is, as you Anu also mentioned in your talk, that it's very important for an entrepreneur, for a business owner to focus and see and forecast. And then based on that, you do your inventory planning and your procurement planning. And that is also not possible if you have the control and connectivity or you connected with the farmers. So if you're connected with the farmers, you are again cutting down the 2 or a 3 or a 4th layer of the middleman, which is there, which I think so is the vision of the government of India as well. Our Honorable Prime Minister has played an important role in every aspect in cutting down those middlemen, costs from farmers, which they never used to realize. Now they are realizing that same price directly by the companies who are producing it. So the farmers are benefiting out of it. So I think so India is rising, and that digital focus of
Very
our Honorable
fast.
Prime Minister, Honorable
Yeah, very
Prime
fast.
Minister and our government and us as young Indians,
Yeah.
we need to ensure that everybody has those mobility solutions. Everybody has the power in their hands with a mobile phone and utilize it, just not for making calls, but doing business.
Yeah.
And that is
I'll
what
give
we are here to
you-
enable.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Sato, we are a partner of Sato. They have a beautiful product. What they have done is, they have a sensor. वो किसी शॉप में जाके ऐसे करते हैं ना, right? पूरा स्टॉक आ जाता है. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this ये जो दुकान पे जो वो लेबल है ना, that label cost you around 400 to 500 rupees.
Okay.
Now this sensor I can purchase. ठीक है, तो 2 लाख का होगा, 5 लाख का होगा, पड़ता खाता है. बट वो लेबल 500 रुपए का आप कैसे डालोगे अपने हर पराठे पे? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सो देयर इज दिस frozen parathas. Okay.
Yes.
how will you afford it, right? So now this technology is being used to gem, जो लोग रखते हैं अपनी दुकान पे gems, वो लोग इस लेबल को यूज करते हैं। और जो आपका ऑर्गन का जो शॉप्स होते हैं या स्टोर्स होते हैं ना, यू कांट कीप लुकिंग ना लीवर कितने बचे हैं, अभी मेरे हार्ट कितने बचे हैं। So if you're in that business, okay, and now people are in that big business.
I know we are into meat industry also. So my primary business is livestock and meat. So I
हाँ,
can
तो
understand
आप
and relate to that.
या यू कैन ओपन इट एंड चेक, क्योंकि उससे उसका वो खत्म हो जाएगा, जो स्टेरिलिटी है दैट कैन गेट डिस्ट्रॉयड। तो वो ऐसे ऐसे करता है, राइट? सो वी वर ट्राइंग टू ब्रिंग दिस सॉल्यूशन टू इंडिया एंड वी वर टॉकिंग टू हिम, ठीक है, वी बाय 5 मिलियन टैग्स फ्रॉम यू, हम तेरे से 5 मिलियन टैग्स खरीदते हैं, तो कॉस्ट बता। तो वो करते करते वो कुछ 75 रुपए पे आया था। वी सेड नहीं, 10-15 रुपए 20 रुपए पे आना है ना, तो मैं करता हूँ, और वो टैग रीयूज होने चाहिए। अगर वो हमको हाँ करता है ना, तो वी कैन कम टुमारो टू ऑल यू पीपल एंड से ये टैग वापस ले जाओ, जैसे आपने डिलीवर किया, राइट? उस दिन वो टैग उठाया, कस्टमर को चला गया वो, एंड देन वापस दे दिया। ओके, विल कलेक्ट द टैग्स बैक, थोड़े वेस्ट होंगे, थोड़े पिकेंगे। But the technologies now, fabulous technologies are coming in for specialty.
Anup, in that case,
Anup.
there will be two things. I mean, the profit, it matters about all the profits. For example, if you're making 600, 700 rupees out of one pack of any commodity, definitely you can, I mean, put those 20 rupees. That's not a big part. You're
अब
going
आप
to save it for
millions में
sure.
कर दोगे तो वो कॉस्ट कम हो जाएगा।
Come ho jayega. So
हाँ।
just to add on one thing, what Gulrez was telling, so I have two more points to add on. As I was asking you, requesting you to create an urgency among all FBOs. The second part will be collaborating. Gulrez were telling, I mean, there are many people who are using technologies.
Yeah.
I mean, they are just sourcing from farm, then they are processing it, and then they are again manufacturing X number of stuffs. But my question will be, and my request will be, all those aggregators, they must collaborate with each other. There is a probability.
That is
There is a
happening now.
probability. My concern is there is a probability where, for example, if Gulrez is aggregating tomatoes, sometime we will be having sufficient number of tomatoes. So what he can support the other aggregators, buddy, in that region, you have XX metric ton of tomatoes. I know that. Please get it connected so that it's not getting wasted. That is the
So
first thing.
Anurag, exactly. This is what we are doing. So our platform spans across the country. It's configured. So every taluka, every village, from village to a taluka to a district to a state, it's distributed. Whichever farmer would want to put in their stock or whatever produce they have, and then anybody who's a buyer in that particular region can choose whether he's buying from that region or wants to buy from a different state or taluka. He can come and view whatever commodity, right from dhania or a mirchi to a soya or a wheat or a rice. Anything is what can be viewed by him and purchased, and we are connecting them together. There is no money what we are charging them. So this is a free
Gulrez,
platform.
my concern was you are doing fantastic job, but in terms of the other stuffs, for example, all those stuffs, what happens? You are creating a platform to everyone. There are some of the cases which is very exclusive for one aggregator. One basic example. My concern is, if we have to grow the category, if we have to grow the technology, if we have to really make it usable for everyone, we have to leave the greed. As simple as that.
Yes, absolutely. This is what we have made it free.
So we have left the greed. There are many people who can come to us कि ठीक है Gulrez आप ये हमको दो, but question is that आप हमको exclusive दोगे और किसी को नहीं देना है। तो being a service provider, I mean, I'll request you that you have to say, buddy, thank you so much. आपका पैसा हमको ऐसे नहीं चाहिए. We are supporting our farmers. We are supporting the technology. Get it collaborated. The second part, what I wanted to make it, we know 1,000 number of associations are there. 1,000 number of associations. I'll request each and every association to please be activated and help other partners who are there in the association. These days, associations are really just kind of a mask. They're not serving the real purpose. I'm not naming any association. I'm telling you 100% association of anything. इनके last में association आता हो. My concern is please collaborate, and that is the reason आपने ये association बनाया. So दो चीजें हैं, knowledge sharing, collaboration, and then be with each other. एक basic example आपको बता दो, you know, in USA, तो
तो मैं
Walmart का जो shelf है, sorry, P&G का जो shelf है, that is being not maintained by Walmart. It is being maintained by P&G. So they have done a kind of a collaboration. बहुत बार क्या होता है, there was a case जहाँ पर P&G का माल ओवर स्टॉक्ड हो गया, नहीं बिका, वेस्टेज हो गया. तो what they have collaborated as a good business partners कि मैंने आपको ये शेल्फ देके रखा हुआ है, अपने हिसाब से आप आओ, अपना बंदा डिप्लॉय करो, अपने हिसाब से बेचो, ये हमारा टैक्स मार्जिन है, हम आपसे चार्ज करेंगे. That is the best example of
Anurag,
technology
very,
collaboration.
very rightly said. And I always tell this in my talks and to my team and the businesses partners that this time and this world, the point is not of competition, it's about collaboration.
Collaboration, right?
And technology helps us do that. Even the technology vendors or we providers are always in a mood of collaboration. You see a good example of Microsoft and Apple. They've been the biggest arch rivals in the world, but still they had no choice but to collaborate at the end, right? So you can easily run Microsoft products now on Apple. How? Why? Because they're collaborating.
Right.
So gone are the days when you have
Coke and
competition in the
PepsiCo.
same era. You
Coke and
have to
PepsiCo.
coexist.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You need to, guys, coexist. Similar example we have in the telecom industry. What is about Infratel has come up. All the towers and everything which is set up now, the collaboration between all the telecom companies in the country which were fighting for the same real estate and the same erection of towers. Now it's all collaborated. It's single platform, single entity. So all to address to all my friends, this is a time of collaboration, not of competition. You can do much better realization of business when you're in a collaboration rather than being just seeing yourself as a competition.
Right. 100%.
Very rightly said, Anurag.
And technology can play a very big role in terms of collaboration. For example, I'm asking for example, I was telling about the supply chain kind of optimization. Yes. There are 10 different service providers or 10 different manufacturers of same stuff. You can collaborate with each other. Doesn't matter. Yes. I mean, if you are sending to US, I mean, let's collaborate. Hire one container, utilize it,
correct,
optimize it. As simple as that. And if we have these kind of platform in place, we have to, I mean, market it on ourselves. I mean, we have to tell. हमें call करना चाहिए लोगों को. भाई we are using this. Very good. Why don't you be a part of it? हमारा 70% कंटेनर खाली जाता है. 30% तुम भी लेके चले आओ. साथ ही बेचेंगे एक साथ.
That transparency should be given.
कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
Sweet point for mutual benefits, if can be reached for both the parties, definitely collaborations are very much easy to do, and we are doing it actually in our organization.
That's a necessity. If you have to cut down the cost, if you have to save the money, if you have to be on time will full kind of if you're planning what if in your supply chain, collaboration is the key. As simple as that. If you are small.
ये जो है ना शेल्फ तो फिक्स हो गया है अभी. All large format LFS they give you shelves fix. वो आपका आदमी जाता है उसको डो करता है. जब another thing, Gurrez, I wanted to ask you, how many people use this app of yours?
Which one? That multiple of.
ये जो app है आपका connecting the buyer to the farmer.
This is called Mandi Sol. So that's the platform name. So this platform is taken by 2-3 people. So as I said, I don't charge it. So they are using by their own name. So we can activate it for anybody who wants to use it. That's how.
I'll tell you what was happening.
And if somebody can procure a commodity license, they can trade also. So basically, it has a trade enablement layer as well. You can trade forward, backward in terms of bids and everything. So everything is enabled. It's just you can use it. We are the technology provider. So that WePlatFlight provide the platform. As a company, you can buy it. As an FTU, you can buy it. As because there are associations who have taken from me, those associations labeled by themselves. Okay, and then they are integrating the farmers and everybody together.
One thing I want to tell everyone, coming back to the basic point of digitization, that do whatever you like. Okay, if you are not able to capture the erraticness of the atmosphere, erraticness of the instrument which you are using, and the food gets bad, it goes out, it really, I'll tell you what happened to my father he used to have nor soup, nor. एक दिन वो नॉर सूप उन्होंने पिया और उनको वॉमिटिंग हुई. उसके बाद से इन माय हाउस ही कैन नॉट टॉलरेट नॉर सूप. मतलब वो उस दिन से नॉर सूप बिकेम वर्जित, मेरे घर में आ ही नहीं सकता है. माय डैड हेट्स इट. ओके, so this is the way, and my dad is an
Experience.
IIT Delhi engineer. He's a very highly educated man. He was head of 7 states for government of India, right?
Right.
And राजेश पायलट वगैरह के साथ चाय पीते थे और बड़े बड़े लोगों को थ्रेट किया हुआ है उन्होंने कि जब तक मैं हूं तो या तो मुझे मार दो, मैं हूं तो तुम्हारा काम नहीं होगा. इन bitumen scandal he stood against लालू प्रसाद यादव and he said लालू को कि आपको एक ही चीज आती है, मारना, मार दो. मैं जिंदा हूं तो आप बच नहीं सकते, यू आर फिनिश्ड. And he got sentenced in bitumen scandal. And my father went and gave the court में उन्होंने उनका वो बयान दिया था. Okay, this person, such educated person, he has read Gita 5 times. His behavior towards the product was nor बहुत गंदा सूप है, अभी नहीं आए. So I am saying we cannot let our brand get into that rut. And अगर हमने वो रट में उसे जाने दिया ना, तो we are not being genuine to our लक्ष्मी जी जो हमें खाना दे रही हैं, right? My food comes from लक्ष्मी जी, right? So उस एंगल से बोल रहा हूँ कि हमको मॉनिटर
Yeah,
करना
Anup,
ही पड़ेगा
you are
assets.
absolutely right. I don't think so. We are in a position and we cannot do injustice to our bread and butter. Food cannot be compromised.
Food
We
cannot
cannot
be
play with the sentiments of with the help of consumers
Yeah,
and the health of consumers.
yeah.
India somehow is trying to get there because I've seen the strict quality standard what the other countries have.
Hmm.
Honestly, I see a lot of difference. I travel the world. I have if you consume a Coke here in India, you have a Coke in the US will taste you different. You have a Fanta here and you have a Fanta in the US will taste you different, or
Hmm.
some other geography in the world. So there's somehow a little difference still in I would say in a global product to forget about our Indian own produced products. So I would definitely press upon this point. We need to get things ethical in India.
Very
Right.
important.
And that is the only word I would say. We need to have a ethical mindset in food industry. Even the food industry, your mindset is not ethical, then we should not be in that business.
We should build quality by design. We should
Yes.
design our processes
They
in
should
that
come.
way.
Correct.
Divyanshu, you're absolutely right. So that should be a part of our DNA.
Yeah,
And
Ethical
digitalization gives
practices
you that.
in ethical practices in food industry has to be our DNA of the country. And
right,
that is how we will become that have a leadership position in the food and agribusiness of the country in the
right.
future. If we don't have that DNA, then we are sorry. We'll not get anywhere. However good intentions and the growth projections and plans what we have, however hard we try, our intent of all food manufacturers sitting in the board today in the meeting or can promulgate the same message to everybody outside when you go out of this meeting.
Yeah,
Have a DNA of ethical practice in food industry. That will get you going.
we
People
are
will pay the
consuming it.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, people will pay the price for it. Whatever you produce, if it's costing you more producing ethically, hygienically, rightfully, people will give you money for that. But don't play with their health.
obviously.
That will ultimately come back
It's
to you and will finish
inhuman.
you.
It's inhuman for sure.
यार वो क्या होता है ना, एक गंदगी करता है और दूसरा उसका खामियाजा भुगतता है, हम उसको
खामियाजा
बोलते हैं.
भुगतता है, yes.
हाँ, तो आज
अपर्णा
हम
जी,
ये देखते हैं, आज हमारी काफी कंट्रीज में जो इतना एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, वी आर ट्राइंग टू बी एन एक्सपोर्ट नेशन फॉर फूड, राइट? सो अभी हम ग्रेन्स एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, प्रोसेस फूड तो हम बहुत हार्डली स्कैंटी एंड वी आर नॉट एक्सपोर्टिंग एनीथिंग इन द प्रोसेस फूड सेक्टर. वेरी मार्जिनल. भाई हम तो पहुंचना है ना वहां पे. हमको चाइना
Yes.
बनना है, हमको यूएस बनना है, हमको फ्रांस बनना है. हम जिनकी तरह चीज और फूड एग्री प्रोडक्ट्स एक्सपोर्ट करने हैं. लेकिन अब 2 कंपनीज के प्रोडक्ट खराब इमेज देते हैं ना, तो वो बैन करते हैं इंडिया के प्रोडक्ट्स को. कि यार इंडिया से कोई चीज नहीं आएगी, वो ये नहीं देखते कि इस ब्रांड के प्रोडक्ट नहीं आएगा, वो कहते हैं इंडिया से प्रोडक्ट नहीं आएगा। दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम।
That's-
तो ना एक इंसान गलती करता है ना, पूरी कंट्री उसका सफर करता है। और ये हो रहा, मैंने देखा है अपनी आंखों से। तो मेरा मैसेज बहुत क्लियर है कि हम
Right.
डिजिटाइजेशन यूज कर रहे हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कर रहे हैं, लेकिन यार सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है ना अपना डीएनए अंदर के चेंज करना है।
Quality maintain नहीं कर रहा है तो मतलब क्या है?
अपन ये
These all
आपके कुछ
advancements,
views-
these all advancements are there. We in a way that you can maintain the quality of your products, and that is only you are
Absolutely.
compromising and talking about
सब
digitalization.
करते हैं,
What is the meaning
प्रॉब्लम है
of it?
डीएनए खराब है ना, प्रॉफिट के लिए सब कुछ करते हैं। हम हिंदुस्तानियों का डीएनए जो है ना, थोड़ा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी का थोड़ा खराब है, पुराना वाला। वो
नहीं,
प्रॉफिट के लिए कुछ भी कर लेंगे, वो
yeah,
प्रॉफिट
that's
के
what
लिए
I
कुछ
was-
भी कर लेंगे। कुछ भी
that's what I
करके
was trying to
genetic engineering proper way में हो जाएगी अब ये सब सबमिट हो रहे हैं तो।
नहीं, that's what I was trying to put forward. अब जो प्रोडक्ट्स आ रहे हैं ना सॉफ्टवेयर में, they are designed to give you profitability as well as easy to use. Aparna ji, what is your views about the all so much we were speaking about today? आपके views भी?
Yeah, please, please.
Yeah, so I was just listening to what you were saying. So even if you see the consumer psyche, they will stay here, but they will like to purchase products which are made in USA. Again, why?
Yes.
Because they believe that they are more
Safe.
quality assured
Yes,
and
yes,
so in fact the psyche is such. They know that there are some kind of mishaps which can happen or the quality might be deteriorated. They can pay also more. It is nothing to do with the paying capacity of a
Exactly.
consumer.
they are paying by buying US products, Aparna, for sure, but they
Yes.
don't want to have Indian
Yes.
products.
So in fact, I mean, in our industry, in the company where I am working, so the company's MD has that viewpoint that we are not gonna give any substandard kind of a product.
Very
Yes.
nice,
So,
very nice.
only the premium product. We are selling right now premium to Abbott Nutrition. All our product range
Very
are
nice.
20% premium. So
Very
people
nice.
are purchasing those
People will
products,
pay.
but they are
People will
not
pay.
compromising on the quality.
Yeah.
So
Very
similar thing happens because yes, if you have such kind of a manufacturing plant, it is we are spending so much over there. The operation cost is so high. So obviously, at the end of the product cost is gonna be on a higher side.
Absolutely.
Consumer is ready to pay. It's just that we have to deliver all the made in India product also up to the mark so that people's mindsets change that, okay, whatever product is prepared in India can also be of superior quality. We don't have to rely on all products which are made in USA or outside of India.
And on the
Aparna,
contrary, if
absolutely
you
right.
see, then in pharmaceuticals, 60% of products are sourced from India.
Yes.
So USA is sourcing from India.
Exactly.
Divyanshu, you are absolutely right. Pharma is 60%. You talk about vaccine. The world's 60, 75, 70% share used to come
80.
from India.
Yeah.
75 to 80
All
from
your
India.
all your good fruits
And that is help. That
Alfonso
is what is
foods
helping
all
in
gets
COVID, right?
exported.
All
आप
are expert.
इंडिया में मिलेगा ही नहीं, बाहर चला जाएगा सारा.
बाहर चला जाएगा.
टोमेटोज अच्छे सब बाहर
हर
चले जाएंगे.
अपर्णा, ये सब कुछ ऐसा ही है. See, the example is हमारे ही लोग, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं सॉफ्टवेयर की बात करता हूँ, चाहे कोई भी प्लेटफॉर्म का हो, हमारे ही लोग बाहर अमेरिका में डेवलप कर रहे हैं. उनको रियलाइज हो यहाँ भी मत बुलाओ, उनको कॉस्ट ज्यादा मत करो, उनको इंडिया में बैठ के डेवलप कराओ. आज हम प्राइडली बोलते हैं यार हमारे सीईओ, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का सीईओ, आपका सीईओ, फलाना धमाका 25,000 अमेरिकन कंपनी सीईओ इंडियन, दे आर वर्कर्स यार. ओके, they are workers, boss. They don't own those companies. They are fooling Indians by putting their CEOs as Indians to basically dump their
Yes,
products
yes.
in India.
It can be
To
seen
have
easily, like
have that
Google, you see
humility.
anything.
Okay, anything for that matter.
Exactly,
And we are saying,
exactly.
all American companies, CEOs are led by, oh bullshit, they are all Indian labor. Okay, you promoted them because you want to dump your products in India. I'm sorry, I'm not taking away their pride and their dignity from them, but I'm trying to make a point. The point is, Indians are making it. Indians are leading it. Indians are working hard. Who's getting the benefit? The entire money of India is going to the West,
Outside.
Yes, that is what.
outside. And we are buying those products only because only by one thing, which I wanted to actually make a point. It's the foreign label.
Foreign labor.
And,
Yes.
and, and,
It's
and in
absolutely
India,
foreign label.
people are not appreciated actually. knowledgeable
Absolutely.
people, and that's why they
If
are
we
moving
have a
towards
brand,
those countries again. So
it's
that
the
is also a
mindset.
point to make again.
हमको अपना गुलामी mindset से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा. That I don't want to start discrimination here, but we can build superior products. We
Yes.
have the capability, we have the knowledge, we have the skill set, we have the will. It's just we need the mindset of people to understand that we as Indians can produce a world-class quality product and can be consumed by, in itself. दुनिया में हर जगह रिसेशन चल रहा था 2 साल पहले. एक्सपर्ट्स यूज्ड टू कम एंड टॉक टू मी, रिपोर्टर्स, फाइनेंशियल एक्सपर्ट्स. इंडिया का क्या हो रहा है सर? अभी बहुत ज्यादा रिसेशन एकदम से हिट होने वाला है. आई सेड इंडिया विल नेवर हैव रिसेशन. It's a circular economy here. It's based on its own population. We'll not hit recession ever. It may touch us and go, but we'll not go down. We are not dependent on 100% on exports. We are not dependent 100% on imports either. Okay, we are self-sustained country. So, my friends, we have everything. And the point I'm trying to make in this session here is go out and say it's just not food products. Maybe technology, maybe people, maybe food, maybe support Indian farmers to producers. Try and see what best can be procured from India, consumed by Made in India, and help each other. This is what has the US done. If you see US, you will not see them doing business with any other person but by themselves.
Right.
मैकडॉनल्ड्स में जाके देखिए, ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड है. अगर उनको एंटरटेनमेंट सिस्टम भी लगाना होता है, आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग अ वेरी एग्जांपल बिकॉज़ आई हैव बीन इनटू दिस, आई हैव एसोसिएटेड विद दीस इंडस्ट्रीज फ्रॉम लास्ट 20 इयर्स. मैकडॉनल्ड्स की ब्रांड में ग्लोबली चले जाएं आप, उनके स्पीकर और साउंड सिस्टम भी ना एक ही कंपनी के स्टैंडर्ड. वो ना जापानीज यूज करेंगे, ना ही ताइवानीज यूज करेंगे, ना ही इंडियन. वो यूएस की एक ही स्टैंडर्ड कंपनी है जो कि उसका दोस्त है, वो यूज करेगा. इंडिया में भी अगर वो लगा रहे हैं अपना स्टोर, तो वही पूरा साउंड सिस्टम लगेगा
That
अमेरिकन कंपनी का
uniformity
नहीं
is
लगेगा.
there,
But
right?
but there are few
Uniformity.
Indian examples as well. Haldiram is one of them.
Yeah.
You will find Haldiram. I have few friends in the manufacturing plant of Haldiram also, and they say whatever sale they are doing in India, it's nothing. What they are
Correct.
exporting, it's more than double or
Oh.
triple. You can't imagine
You
the
are
numbers.
on
So my
on
father,
in terms
my father
in
went
terms
to
of
them.
revenue, yes. In
He asked
Aparna,
कि इंडोनेशिया
sorry.
में जो तुम पराठे दे रहे थे मुझे दो. I need it in India. I don't have mother. So my dad used to stay alone in Delhi. Now he's coming with me to Ahmedabad. I'm very lucky. Finally उन्होंने decide कर लिया. अदरवाइज वो तो बोलते दिल्ली अच्छा लगता है, मैं अकेला रहूंगा. तो
अनूप होता है ना
इंडोनेशिया
कि
से आए थे. And he said मुझे, and these guys said, सर वो खाली एक्सपोर्ट के लिए, आपके लिए नहीं है.
Yeah,
अनूप
Gurvesh, you were trying to make
पैसा
some
मिलता है ना.
point.
So अनूप पैसा मिलता है ना. So what Arpana is saying, हल्दीराम बाहर बिजनेस करता है. In terms of value terms, Aparna, you are right. In terms of volume terms, no. वॉल्यूम टर्म्स यहाँ का ज्यादा है, वैल्यू टर्म्स कम है. वहां का कस्टमर पैसा देता है ज्यादा. यहाँ एक पराठा वो 10 रुपए का बेचता है, वहां पे वही पराठा उसको 100 रुपए देता है.
और देख के खाएगा आराम से, अच्छे से, खुशी
तो
से.
उसमें क्वालिटी भी देता है. हम यहाँ पे
what I'm saying is,
25 रुपए का है.
what I'm saying,
25 रुपए का एक
India
पराठा है.
I'm just saying a
India
factory. I'm just saying
और
a
लोग
factory.
खा रहे, लोग
I'm just
खा
saying
रहे
the
हैं.
factory price. मैं फैक्ट्री
हाँ.
प्राइस की बात कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ,
डिस्ट्रीब्यूट आप रिटेल की बात कर रहे हो.
मैं रिटेल
मैं
की बात.
फैक्ट्री वाला आदमी. हाँ, मैं फैक्ट्री वाला आदमी हूँ. तो 10 रुपए का पराठा वो निकाल रहा है फैक्ट्री से, और वही पराठा वो 100 रुपए का निकाल रहा है यूएस के लिए.
हाँ.
तो
But
वो
at
उसका
least they have
कॉस्ट.
maintained the quality. Everywhere the taste is same. So
See,
that's
what the
Exactly.
point I'm trying to what
that is
point I'm
uniformity.
trying to make, what point I'm trying to make is, अगर कंज्यूमर पैसा देने के लिए रेडी है क्वालिटी के लिए, तो किसी मैन्युफैक्चरर्स को तकलीफ नहीं है वो क्वालिटी
Exactly.
देने के लिए.
Exactly.
लेकिन मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगा कि क्वालिटी सब स्टैंडर्ड. पराठा आप दे दो, छोटा होगा, पतला होगा, वेट में कम होगा, इंग्रेडिएंट्स कम होंगे. मैं क्वालिटी की बात, मैं बात जो कर रहा हूँ समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. मैं कॉम्प्रोमाइज करने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहा हूँ क्वालिटी से. लेकिन वो जितना पैसा दे रहा है वो क्वालिटीज एनहांस करके दे रहा है. इट्स जस्ट लाइक अ कार. यू बाय अ स्टैंडर्ड मॉडल और यू बाय अ टॉप एंड. गाड़ी एक ही है लेकिन उसमें फीचर ज्यादा हैं. प्राइस में 5 लाख का फर्क है, क्योंकि कंज्यूमर मुझे वो देने वाला है, तो मैं वो 5 लाख रुपए एड ऑन फीचर्स करके दे रहा हूँ उसी चीज में. लेकिन इज द कंज्यूमर रेडी टू पे फॉर दैट? ये पॉइंट है. तो हमारे अभी डिस्पोजेबल इनकम बढ़ रहे हैं, रेस्टोरेंट्स खुल रहे हैं, लोग बाहर जाके खा रहे हैं, तो हमारे पैकेज फूड्स बिकना शुरू हो रहे हैं। पैकेज फूड इज द थर्ड लेयर इन फूड इंडस्ट्री।
Yeah.
फर्स्ट इसकी घर में लाके बना लो, फिर जाके रेस्टोरेंट में खा लो। तीसरा है कि पैकेज लेके आओ और बना बनाया खाओ। वो तीसरा लेयर है
इसका
ऑफ द
ग्रोथ
शेल्फ
बहुत
खाने
है
के
ना।
लिए।
मैंने सुना है पैकेज फूड का इस वक्त इंडिया में
यस,
हाईएस्ट
यस।
ग्रोथ
The
Yes.
growth is because the base is very small, Anup. The
बेसिस
growth number will always be higher when the base
Yeah.
is smaller.
बेसिस
So we are actually starting our journey in packaged food industry. It is
Yeah.
actually on a initial step. अब मैं ऐसा ही
Yes, sir.
बोलना शुरू कर रहा हूँ।
Yes.
आज हम हिंदुस्तान, I am from that industry now. I'm actually picking up my own industry. So हमारी कंट्री के लोगों को खाना ही नहीं आता अभी। हम लोग अभी सिर्फ फूड सिक्योरिटी, चावल और गेहूं खाने वाले लोग हैं, दाल खाने वाले। ये तीन चीजें हमारी फूड सेफ्टी में भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली हमारे पास रखा है एफसीआई ने। हमें इससे ऊपर उठना है अभी, हमें बहुत ऊपर उठना है। 70% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन डज नॉट बेसिकली हैव द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ दोज क्वालिटी ऑफ फूड, एंड वो चीजों की अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं, क्योंकि डिस्पोजेबल इनकम नहीं है। टाइम लगेगा उसके लिए, हमें ही एज एन इंडस्ट्री बढ़ना है। जब इंडस्ट्री आएगी, जॉब्स आएंगी, पैसा आएगा, डिस्पोजेबल इनकम बढ़ेगी, तो ही
Purchasing
जाके
power
फूड
बढ़ेगा।
कंजम्पशन का पर फूड इंसान के पास पैसा आता है। सबसे पहले वो अच्छा खाता है, फिर अच्छा पहनता है, उसके बाद तीसरा अच्छे घर में रहता है। ये तीन चीजें, रोटी कपड़ा मकान, स्टैंडर्ड रहा है और हमेशा रहेगा। और
Absolutely.
उसको जो हाथ से बंडल करता है और कॉम्प्लीमेंट करता है वो हेल्थ। रिवांशु वुड सेकंडेड। बिना हेल्थ के ये तीनों चीजें पॉसिबल नहीं है।
सही है।
तो हमारे लिए हेल्थ इंडस्ट्री, फूड इंडस्ट्री, क्लॉथ इंडस्ट्री एंड हाउसिंग विल ऑलवेज बी अ प्रायोरिटी फॉर द कंट्री, बिकॉज वी आर अ ग्रोइंग कंट्री। तो
Absolutely.
हमको यही
Yes.
फोकस में करना है। तो मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहूंगा हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजर्स को कि फूड सेफ्टी और फूड पे फोकस काफी समिट कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज दैट शुड बी द फोकस एंड प्रायोरिटी फॉर अ कंपनी और अ कंट्री। क्योंकि ये हमारे कंज्यूमर्स के लिए नहीं, बट इंडस्ट्री के लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट है, और हमारे जो प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं, फार्मर, उनके लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट है। हम अच्छे प्रोडक्ट्स बनाएंगे नहीं, प्रोसेस नहीं करेंगे, अच्छी प्राइस अचीव नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो उनको भी प्राइस नहीं दे पाएंगे।
Absolutely.
So this is a connected industry, and we need to work together. And I welcome more such initiatives by such platforms. So please come in, and we all contribute towards this growth of food industry in the country and make it to a level where we need to be. Because India's population 1.4 billion is the highest now in the world. We have surpassed China already. और हम समझते हैं
Yes,
कि
sir.
हमारा प्रोडक्शन भी जो है वो सरपास हो। आज हम एग्रीकल्चर, मेरे पास स्लाइड्स थी, आई वांट टू शेयर, बट लेकिन मैं बोलता हूँ कि वी आर much back in terms of much lower than in agri produce compared to even China. चाइना का हमसे एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस ऑलमोस्ट 3 टाइम्स का है आज की तारीख में, लेकिन उसके बाद भी वो इंपोर्ट करता है, अनूप जी, अन्नपूर्णा। और उसका इंपोर्ट बिल ऑफ एग्री प्रोडक्ट्स इज ऑलमोस्ट 30% और 35% ऑफ दैट इंटरनल प्रोड्यूस। तो इमेजिन कर सकते हैं आप वो कितना इंपोर्ट करता है एग्री कमोडिटी को। लेकिन एक बात है, वो पूरी कंज्यूम वहां नहीं होती, वो 40% एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं अपने प्रोसेस्ड प्रोडक्ट्स के नाम पे
Correct.
पूरे वर्ल्ड में। ये होता है वैल्यू एडिशन। दुनिया से भी खरीद रहे हैं, हमारी एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस भी इतनी ज्यादा है, लेकिन हम वैल्यू ऐड कर रहे हैं, प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हैं, उस 10 रुपए की चीज को 100 रुपए का करके हम एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं और अपना एक्सपोर्ट बिल फॉरेन करेंसी लेकर आ रहे हैं कंट्री में। ये
Right.
हमारा मोटिव होना चाहिए। इट कम्स विद द पैशन एंड टुगेदरनेस एंड कोलैबोरेशन विद ऑल द स्टेक होल्डर्स ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री। मे वो डिजिटल हो, मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हो, फार्मर्स हो, ये सबको साथ में लेके चलना है। And this is very nice that we have
Yes.
such a large forum of discussion. अच्छे points मिल रहे हैं। डॉक्टर
Can
शालू,
I
आपने कुछ नहीं बोला, आई एम सॉरी।
Yeah,
अविनाश,
Dr.
आपसे कुछ
Shalu,
हमने
yeah.
सुना नहीं है।
yeah.
आप प्लीज आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन भी जरूरी है, नहीं तो ये नहीं होगा सिर्फ 4 लोग बोले इस पैनल में और बाकी सब लोग सुन रहे थे।
No, thank you,
Sorry,
thank you so much, Gulniz.
I
It
have
was
to leave. Sorry, I'm just interrupting in between. I have to leave for another meeting, and thank you so
Sure.
much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna, for
Thank you,
joining.
Aparna.
Well,
See you
Very
again
much
very
for your
soon. Take care.
insights.
Yeah, thank you, Aparna. Anupji, I would request if we can have some closing remarks because we are already at 4:20 and people have blocked their calendar for 4 o'clock and they are like being so nice,
Can
been staying a little over time.
since Dr.
One
शालू की बात
one
हुई
request,
अविनाश जी
Dr.
तो
Shalu की बात और अविनाश को
एक
मौका देना
द-
चाहिए.
दो
So
comment
I
करने
will
का.
I will just take 1 minute, not more than
Yeah,
that. I
even
can understand.
Mr.
your
Avinash has not spoken. Yeah, Mr. Rastogi
So,
should speak.
so I will just take 1 minute. It is as it is very, very much important that we are discussing on digitalization. So as an organization which I represent, we have approximate 120 vendors, 180 ingredients we take from the vendors. We have approximate 100 vehicles which move every day from our units. We have 1,800 restaurants. We do 5,000 audits. This is the number. And for this number, if someone sits here to find out the trend, it's not an easy job. The
Okay.
person cannot do. So how it is going to be happen? How it is possible? Which we have to do is only AI automation.
Absolutely.
The
सर
time has
आपसे मैं
come.
मिलता हूँ आपसे मैं एक 1-to-1 करता हूँ I'll tell you we have some fantastic solution on this exactly इसी बात को
We are doing, sir. We are doing, and
Yeah.
definitely I know I will get a
Yeah.
lot of help from your end. It's a
Yeah.
like again the collaboration will help. And again, how it is going to help, because I have worked in different industries, so I will take one example. For the CIP, clean in place, most of the person understand that. People use caustic, people use acid. Initially days it was going to be handled by the process, and many times the problem has happens that the safety issues has happened. So
Absolutely.
how this automation has helped? Some solution is already there, sensors are there, and automatically it is going to maintain the requirements.
Exactly.
No need of handling anything.
Exactly.
So there are a lot of solutions. There are a lot of things. Correct. The thing is that the thing we are growing because we are growing in a very fast pace, and to maintain this is very important to maintain digital AI. And again understand our point that nowadays getting a unskilled manpower is a problem, but skilled manpowers are there. So they are unemployed. How they will get employed? We have to open units, we have to get them employments and do the automations, and for running all the automations and all the things, skilled manpowers are required. So these are the just considering the time constraint. I am just putting Dr. Salu to proceed.
Thank you. Yeah, Ms. Shalu, please.
Thank you so much. Good evening to all. Actually मैंने इंटरप्ट सर इसलिए नहीं किया क्योंकि हम ठहरे दारू वाले आपने न्यूट्रिशन की बात की है
बहुत न्यूट्रिशन होता है मैम उसमें
उसमें
बहुत
lot-
न्यूट्रिशन होता है
उसमें भी हाँ न्यूट्रिशन तो बहुत होता है यानी मैं अनूप जी मैं एक प्रोडक्ट बना रहा हूँ रोबुरिन नाम है उसका तो उसमें यानी ये 12 साल और 18 साल वाली जो दारू रहती है वो महंगी क्यों रहती है उसका रीजन उसमें ये है कि वो एक्सट्रैक्ट होता है वो एक्टिव इंग्रेडिएंट विच इज एंटीऑक्सीडेंट इसलिए वो यानी उसके अंदर जब आप लेते हैं तभी उसमें एंटीऑक्सीडेंट मिल जाता है आपको हैंगओवर क्योर वही मिल जाता है
It's only not about the extract of the essence and all. It's all about the जो आपका बैकबोन होता है अल्कोहल का जो 12 साल और 18 साल की बात करते हैं उसमें 150 साल पुराना स्पिरिट का लाइक छोका ऑफ जीरा इन सब्जी
एब्सोल्युटली
तो हमारे पास 150 साल 200 साल 250 साल पुराना स्प्रिट भी अवेलेबल है जो सिर्फ पॉइंट करके डाला जाता है पूरा बैच में
ओके
and we are dealing in cornflakes we are the first introducer of the cornflakes in the India पहले cornflakes बनता था बियर में टेस्ट कलर को डेवलप करने के लिए एंड देन बाद में कैलोग से पहले हमारा प्लांट है जिसने सबसे पहले cornflakes को इंट्रोड्यूस किया इंडिया के अंदर और हम आज भी यस सर मोहन मेकिन्स आज भी हम कॉर्नफ्लेक्स नहीं बनाते आज भी हम प्योर ग्रिड से कॉर्नफ्लेक्स बनाते हैं आटे से फ्लेक्स नहीं बनता हमारे यहाँ पर तो ये सारे प्रोडक्ट हैं आप लोग सब न्यूट्रिशन की एंड ऑल
नहीं तो आई एम सॉरी ये तो इंडिया है जहाँ
आप एक्सट्रूजन नहीं करती आप रोलिंग करती हैं
whiskey is having its own nutrient values, and 1 or 2 whiskeys after the age of 40 is recommended. It is good for the heart.
Yes.
Wine is good for the heart. So many things are there. जो हम
Even
लोग
wine is
we were-
really good for heart. It is containing resveratrol, which is
Good
powerful
for-
antioxidant. One
good
must
for
take
heart.
it.
Good for skin, good for memory.
good for
Wine is
skin.
only the product is there.
Yeah.
तो हम चकना एंड दारू दोनों में डील करते हैं.
Exactly. Okay.
नहीं, हम डॉक्टर साहब हम यही बोलना चाहेंगे, आप पिलाते रहिए, हम खिलाते रहेंगे और हमारे कंज्यूमर खुश
क्योंकि
रहेंगे.
ये गुरुवेश जी खिलाने वालों में से है.
ठीक है. We can now move towards the closure. Thank you so much. We have already मजेदार डिस्कशन रहा. मैं एडमिट करूंगा बड़ा. And so first and foremost is what I was trying to tell you is that if we digitize, yes, the cost may be there. Yes, it may have small pains. तो कहते हैं ना घर को होम बनाना. तो अगर आप डिजिटाइज करते हैं, what you end up is getting the home out of that factory. आपके घर पे आपका डेटा आ रहा है, सैटरडे को बैठे हैं आप आराम से पैर पसार के देख सकते हैं. एज अ मैन्युफैक्चरर you are no more limited to reaching factory, right? Even if you are going to Alaska, you can look for data and data files. No use of किसी ने कुक की है फाइल, कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Very important issues, pertinent issues. Then when it comes to chemical analysis, for example, मैम ने बात की about fermentation, perfect fermentation, किस टाइम पे उसको राइट जगह से उसको उठाना है, कौन सी चीजें बचानी है. All this can be done through digitization. In world fermentation industry में बहुत यूज होती है सॉफ्टवेयर, and we can do the same. We can गुलरेजी का पूरा कनेक्शन हम बना सकते हैं बैक टू फ्रंट, right? By just doing very small things. मैं ज्यादा जाऊंगा तो कोई सेंस नहीं है. How हर समय दिमाग में आता है, how को छोड़ दीजिए. When I say we can do it, have faith in me, we can do it, right? मतलब very soon you will realize once we have a one-to-one with us that बड़ा faithful बंदा है और जो बात कह रहा है बड़ी straight, और जो नहीं कर सकते I will say very clearly we cannot do it, right? वो possible ही नहीं है, right? So this is what I am, and this is what Ecubix is. And now over to Ekta, with thanks to everyone making the discussion so live, and all the people who didn't speak, thank you very much for being there. हमें आपने बहुत encourage किया to have remained there. Thank you very much. Over to
So on
Ekta.
that note,
Thanks.
yeah, I would also like
Thank
to
you,
thank
everybody.
all our speakers for really taking out your time this Friday evening and sharing lovely insights. Really, it was very engaging from the speakers end. Thank you so much once again. Thank you, Dr. Shalu and Avinash, for making it really nice from the audience perspective. And we shall be sharing the session's video post-event by thanking you, and also would love to reconnect you with Ecubix team for one-on-one for their digital solutions to the audience and speaker as well. So on that note, have a lovely weekend and please take care of yourself, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank you all
Thanks,
the
everyone.
panelists.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Ekta. Thank you, Maz, for having this beautiful platform created. Thank you so much. Good day.
Same goes for me also. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody. Thank you.